Yeah, the lifestyle has to match in some way. And I think if I'm gonna have you, you know, in my life in that way, like even if like we living together, move in with me, um, that's gonna be a lot for me to accept. Like you just not doing nothing. Like
Yeah,
I
Alright, blood
can't.
work's cool.
yeah. So speaking of all this like high value person kind of stuff, when you guys are looking for a partner, like what do you look for and why? Or like what do you look for in the person, I guess?
Someone who will tolerate me. That's like
Yeah.
number one. Like,
Mm.
like tolerating me. I feel like that's like high up there.
Yeah.
Someone funny, because I feel like if you're boring, like, the fuck we gonna do? Like, sit there all day? Like,
Human decency.
yeah,
Decency.
decency, nice, kind, like passionate person. I feel like we have to agree on like certain things. Like, I feel like certain things are like non-negotiable. Like
Oh, like lifestyle, that kind
lifestyle, opinions, like certain things.
Kids.
Yeah, like certain things have to like align so there's not like problems later down the line. And then like overall just like, having chemistry. That's so weird to be like, oh my god, we have chemistry. But
I
like,
think- I think all the other stuff is what equates in the chemistry, anyways. I think that just
Yeah.
yeah.
you mesh after all those other boxes are checked. What about like financial stuff? Does that ever factor in when you're seeing somebody? Do you ever consider their financial level?
Well, like to be honest, like I'm graduating college now, so like if I'm dating someone my age, like I'd want them to like also be like either in school or like recently graduated
Yeah.
and like either have a job or like actively looking. Like I feel like I'm not if I was to think like who I want to marry, I'd feel like I'd want to marry someone who like down the line has a job.
Like
Like
a career or
I
something.
don't need like a jobless weirdo living in my house. Like
He's still
Eating-
trying to figure it out. He's
eating
trying to
your,
launch that business.
eating your
Can't do it.
Captain Crunch.
yeah, exactly. Like no, like I don't
It's
need
gonna
like an
happen.
entrepreneur with like no business plan. Like I don't need
So
you
like
getting kicked off Shark Tank.
He's a hustler.
Yeah.
Like I need like someone with like an actual real
Fucking
job.
MLM guy. Some shit like that.
Yeah, like if you're selling leggings, someone someone told you to sell off Instagram.
Or
Like
fucking
I
what do
don't
those
need that.
what do those guys sell? The fucking Nutrisystem or whatever.
Oh,
That's
like
the
the Herbalife girlies.
Oh, Herbalife. There you go. That's what it is.
Yeah, like if someone's selling
God,
Herbalife,
fucking
I'll be like,
mercy.
hey, that's the no.
No, it's okay. You try someone else. What about you, EJ?
I don't really have no high standards. For me, it's pretty simple. Just coming across as likable, being able to have a conversation with you. The last situation I was in,
Situation.
situation I was in. I wouldn't necessarily label it as a relationship. That's what I'm saying. Situation. Situationship.
Situationship. Yeah.
But yeah, like we couldn't really talk. That was the biggest thing.
Was there nothing going on?
Wait, is this
here?
the
Yeah, like I dated
is this the
a girl
girl you
where,
told
like,
me about?
nothing
Yeah, I
up
think I
there.
told you about
Okay.
it.
It was
Yeah.
very hard.
Yeah, like we couldn't really have conversations about just anything.
That kind of relates to
Yeah.
what Cassia was saying. Where it's
Yeah.
like, if you're not, I guess, on
We
some
don't even
kind
have to have
yeah,
we don't even have to have the same interests. It's just
Yeah.
like
There
tell
just
me
has to
about
be
the things that you like. She
some-
couldn't even do that.
some kind
Yeah, like
of
some
You know, it's like
some
I
kind
feel
of
like,
chemistry.
oh, like brain
Yeah.
function above a certain level.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Like not to sound.
I don't
like
want to
an
go that. I didn't
asshole.
want to go that far.
I agree
But
with
like-
it. No, I agree with
Yeah.
it. Though. I
Like
agree with
certain
it.
IQ,
Yeah.
like matching up.
Because I feel like one of the problems when I would date people is like I didn't think too much about what you mentioned, and I
Yeah.
think what would end up happening is I'd have these very meaningless relationships where me and the person couldn't even have basic conversations. Or
Yeah.
to me, they were basic conversations, but to them, I was like, I
Oh.
was rambling on and on.
Yeah, like that
Yeah.
happened to me like in one relationship, and I just like looked at her at one point, and I was like, "This is like,
This is not working.
like why do I not know anything about like why is like having a conversation with you like pulling out the littlest like speck of
jeez.
information?
Yeah.
Like, it's just horrible when
Like
you
pulling
can't
teeth
talk
or
to
something.
someone.
now
Yeah,
that's interesting. I want to peel that open, I guess. So, because a lot of men talk about that, about like when they're talking to women that they're dating or that kind of stuff, it's hard to get information out of them, hard to talk to them. So women deal with that too when they're dating women.
Yeah, well, I think it was just like our personalities like didn't
Yeah.
align. But yeah, like if also like I guess men would say that is like if you don't know how to ask things, like sometimes women are like guarded and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even trying to ask like emotional things for you to
Yeah.
be guarded about.
Yeah.
Just like
She was
what
like-
I felt like surface level conversation. Also, it's just like again, like you're just like overall maybe interest or maybe just like the way you communicate with people has to align, because like to me these were like really basic conversations where I was like, I'm getting no information about you, but like, to other person they were like really deep, and I was like, are we like talking about the same night here?
Yeah.
Like, am I like remembering things wrong? Like,
Poor conversational skills, probably.
yeah, like I feel like you need to have a certain level of like communications.
Because I don't think the interest thing is that important in terms of like specific,
not like specific
you know?
interest, but just like able to communicate your interest.
Yeah. Because like I used to be really into like comic books and stuff, right? And I remember I dated a girl, and I've told the story before, I think, where she wanted to get into my interest so that I could get into hers. That's the only reason she was doing this, which is really selfish, right, and stupid. So she was like, okay, I'm going to start reading comic books and stuff so we can relate. The first thing she did is she started trying to watch comic book shows, right? Even though I explained to her that I watch these shows as a chore, like I hate them. I don't like them. I only watch them because it's a tradition at this point. You guys have probably heard of The Flash, right? That show was really bad, and I would watch it every night up until like season 4, I think, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. Like I don't know. It wasn't even like that. It wasn't dramatic. I just like stopped watching it, and it was like 3 weeks had gone by, and I was like, oh shit, I missed 3 episodes of The Flash, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. I think it's fine. But she started watching that, and then she was mad that I didn't seem like impressed. And I was like, well, one, I don't even like those shows, and I was like, you don't have to do this. We can just be normal people and live like you have your interest, I have mine. It's okay. And then she refused. She started reading comic books too. And I didn't care about that either because I don't read like the mainstream stuff. I'm very edgy and that kind of thing. Yeah, whatever. So she wanted to find out what specific kind of comic books I liked. So I told her like Silver Age comic books. I'm into those. She starts fucking reading them and making fun of them. Talk about how the way they talk, the way they dress, how everything seems so dated. And I was like, it was written in the 1960s, you stupid bitch. It's like, stop making fun of my interests. And yeah. So the one attempt at her trying to like bridge that gap made me hate her even more. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
tough.
That's really rough. Like I feel like I did that. Like someone I was dating, we would just like watch like all the anime like she recommended. But to be fair, like she made an effort to find something that like we would both enjoy, and like I didn't mind doing it, but also I didn't do it. So I was like, all right, great. Now you could watch like 10 hours of fucking Love is Blind with me. Like I was just like, all right, we'll do this. And then like when we stop, like I'll go like fuck off and do my thing, and you can go fuck off and like play video games all day. Like it was just, I feel like that's how normal people interact. And then when you want to do something together, you could find something
exactly
you both like. Like when my like parents watch TV together, like they just find something they both like. Like my mom's boyfriend is gonna make her sit there and watch like 10 hours of Marvel movies.
Oh,
Jesus probably kill
Christ.
herself.
Yeah.
Like,
I would kill myself too. Jesus Christ. Oh my
like,
God.
I don't know.
But yeah, because like she made me watch Gossip Girl with her, right? And that show did grow on me over time. I was like, it's not that bad. I was like, this show is pretty okay, right? I didn't admit it, of course.
No, of course, yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Don't admit weakness.
Well, Chuck Bass is a pretty cool character. I was like, this guy's dope. He's a high value man. He's
on the couch.
He's a high value man. But the other stuff she'd force me to watch, it did make me want to kill myself. Like fucking 90210. Oh my God. Fucking what else? Pretty Little Liars. What else? There was another show.
Vampire Diaries?
Vampire Diaries? Oh, God.
Did she make you watch Gilmore Girls?
No, not that one. She
good.
didn't
I don't
know
like that
about
one.
show. But Vampire Diaries, Jesus Christ. The originals was kind of cool, though. I could get into
spinoff, right?
Yeah, that one was not
heat?
bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. That guy Klaus was kind of cool. I was like, this guy's dope. But
Klaus?
I think she did try Supernatural. And we did watch that. We got along with that. There were some shows that we had that was our thing. But yeah, trying to force people to get into your interests, I think, is when you can create unnecessary friction in your relationship.
I feel like if you want someone with similar interests, like you just need a friend. Like, like
that's true. Yes, that is very true. Yeah, I think people get that confused a lot. Like having a significant other, like a girlfriend or boyfriend, they're not exactly your friend. They're like in a different box, and your friends are in another box. And it's just like, I feel like too many people go trying to find their best friend, and then it's a waste of time. It's like
It's like when people say like in their wedding vows, be like, "Oh my God, I'm marrying my best friend," and it's like, sometimes you are, but sometimes it's like, why is, like, you want different things out of a friendship than a relationship.
Exactly.
Or also, it's like, they'll get so into the relationship and needing to do everything around that person where it's like, that's not your best friend, that's just your only friends because you don't talk to anyone else. And that's why you have, like, all these problems. It's because, like, you have no one else you can talk to about your life problems or about your interests. Because, like, for example, a lot of girls I know, like, they're dating guys and they're like, you know, he wants to play video games rather than talk about, like, Pretty Little Liars all day. Like, yeah, like,
it's like, yeah,
that's
he has
life. Like,
interest, yeah.
You know, you don't want to sit there and watch him play Minecraft for 7 hours.
No. Or hear him fucking talk about The Mandalorian or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just, like, make friends. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
like, there was actually a funny video that me and Ray watched a while ago. It was like one of those The Button shows. I don't know if you remember where the guy starts talking about The Mandalorian and then the girl's her eyes glaze over and she pressed the button. She's like, because it's like, why are you going? Like, it's one thing to be like, I like this show. It's kind of cool. But he was like, yeah, because, you know, the lore and the universe. And he starts going into it. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, you need friends. Like, that guy needed friends.
Like, sometimes it's nice to, like, hear the person you're dating be, like, really into something and, like, oh, it's cute. You, like, care about things. It's nice. But, like, if that's all you talk about...
Yeah,
like,
to just meet a person and start going in...
Yeah, like, when it's clear that it's not a mutual interest on first sight, like, that's, like, all right, like...
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, I have a friend at work who she's kind of dealing with that problem. She wanted to do everything with her boyfriend, but, you know, he has his interest. Like, he's really into cars and Legos. Like, that's his thing. I think this guy is really cool, by the way. Like, the more she tells me about him, like, he's dope. I was like, you should break up with him. And then I'll date him. And then we did, whatever. But he's like into cars and shit. And she's like trying to find friends outside of the relationship because she lost a lot of her friends. She used to live in like Washington D.C. or something. So she's been trying to like make friends here, but the first person she met at her job turned out to be like fucking crazy and was like weird and possessive. And now she's trying to like put distance between her and this person. So I feel sorry for her. I'm like, shit.
That's hard.
Yeah, because she's trying to find, like, female friends. Like, there's me and other guys, but they're just...
There's me.
There's me, you know.
Okay. But, thing is, like, there are certain things, I guess, you can talk about with women that you just can't with dudes, I guess. So, because, I mean, even when she'll talk about certain things, they just won't... I just can't get it, or I won't, like, care. I won't care, but I'll try to make an effort to, like, give her advice. But it's hard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like, well, at least you try.
Yeah.
Like, pretend to care. Like,
yeah.
Some people don't even pretend. They're just like, you know, fuck off.
Yeah. No, I do that too sometimes. Not to her, but to other people. It's like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk about this. But, did I already ask EJ what you're looking... Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah. I did. What about, like, in terms of, like, long-term relationships? Like, do you have, like, the same... Like when you're looking,
it's pretty much the same. The only caveat that I would add to it is probably I would say that she has to be ambitious in some kind of way. It's not really a finance thing. Like you don't have to have a certain amount of income, but you have to be working towards something. Like Cassie was saying, because that's just the way I carry myself. So, like if I'm gonna have somebody, even people I'm around, like friends, like. We talking about the bus pass guy. You wouldn't want to be around somebody like that because.
Wait, tell the story of why I wouldn't want to be around a person like that.
What do you mean?
Like something that we do on this podcast regularly is we do like these crazy hypotheticals, and I usually be the one coming up with them. So, I was one of the hypotheticals that I was talking about was if you knew this guy that he couldn't afford to get on a bus, right? Because a bus is cheap. But, you know, he's a cool guy, makes good conversation, you know, then doesn't harm anybody, you know, just a good guy to be around. But, you know, it's just that one particular thing. Like, he just can't afford to get around.
Needs money to get on the bus. Yeah.
Like, is this somebody that you would, you know, keep around you or, you know, still be cool with and just have in your circle? Like, and so, like, we was discussing that. And Gio was saying that he couldn't do that.
Because I was like, something has to be wrong with that guy, that he can't afford a bus. I was like, I don't want that guy around me. Like, there's something he's not telling me.
He's just jobless.
He's just jobless, right?
Yeah, like...
Not a bad guy, he's just jobless.
Yeah, but it's like
I was saying I'd be his friend. I'd be cool with him.
Yeah, I'd be his friend. I just like wouldn't buy his Metro card.
Yeah.
Like,
what is one
like
thing,
when I
like,
see you can't get around, but when I see you, hey, how you doing, man? How the
Yeah.
family? I don't know if you
well,
have
it's like,
family, but
it's one thing if it's like he's jobless for a little while, but if it's like a consistent thing where he never has the money, I wouldn't want that guy around
Yeah.
me. It's just like there's something like wrong there, where it's like
Yeah.
he's just living like a very weird kind of lifestyle that just doesn't appeal to me, you know? Like, yeah, even with
Yeah.
friends, the lifestyle has to mesh, you know?
yeah, the lifestyle has to match in some way. And I think if I'm gonna have you, you know, in my life in that way, like even if like we living together, move in with me, that's gonna be a lot for me to accept. Like you just not doing nothing.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know if I could,
Yeah,
deal
because
with
even
that.
my sister, like when I was living with my mom, seeing my sister just sitting there not doing shit, it used to annoy me. It used to bother me. It was like an envy thing because I was working so hard.
oh, because you were like, oh, and you're just fucking chilling.
Yeah, she just sit there chilling. And on top of that, she was a bitch.
Yeah.
So she's being a bitch and not doing anything.
And it's not even that I need you to do something in terms of like I need you to earn your keep around here or nothing. It's just
Cool.
like if I care about you, I want you to be the best version of yourself. And if you just laying up, like you're not tapping into whatever potential you have, you just sitting there, like whether you're a family, friend, you know, my wife, whatever, it's like
Yeah.
I need to see you grow. Like I can't just see you sitting here
Yeah, like,
stagnant.
I need to see you like
Yeah.
leave the bed, come
Do
on.
something.
Yeah.
Like that's what I feel about my sister. 'Cause she doesn't really work.
Yeah.
She went to school, like college, for 3 days, but then
3
she
days.
was like, honestly, like it's just not the vibes. Like I just can't
It's
do
not
it.
the
Like
vibe.
it's
Like,
really just
she-
like getting in the way of me living, laughing, and loving.
Is she
So like I need to leave.
She picked up the syllabus and never came back.
Is she your older or
No,
younger?
she's my younger sister.
Okay, because that sentence. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
it's just not the vibe. Like the energy here, I just can't deal with it. So like she left. Yeah, I love her. Like she left after 3 days,
Yeah.
and
She
she does
sounds
like
hilarious.
yeah. No, she's so funny. Love her, but like doesn't. She's like I might go back. I don't know. Like. You know, and she just gets to like live, laugh, and love full time, and I'm
Hey,
like,
man,
wow,
Yeah.
like
That's what
must be like really nice.
I think one of the things about that.